to have you with us here on Mirror Now. You're watching the news with me, Tanvi Shukla. Let's begin with the headlines.
वीसी के आंतरिक सुरक्षा कर्मी थे और उनके बीच हाथापाई होने के बाद फिर लाठीचार्ज का बल प्रयोग हुआ।
Banaras Hindu University Vice Chancellor Tripathi and team used force on protesting students. Divisional Commissioner report indicts the university management for the lathi charge on students. Judicial inquiry order. His attempts at covering up the truth have failed. Voices grow louder, demanding the ouster of the Vice Chancellor, whose term ends this week. A month after Gurmeet Singh was sent to jail, his closest aide Honeypreet still eludes the law. CCTV footage exposes the sham hunt for Honeypreet, even as the High Court reserves its judgment on her bail plea. In Karnataka, the open loot at your expense has been blocked. 21 netas told they can't draw dual salaries as MLA and state board bosses. Khaki shocker from Hyderabad. Policemen caught on camera stealing milk from a cafe. When exposed, they go on a rampage. Feeble no may mean yes, says the Delhi High Court. Order acquitting Peoply director triggers a debate. No relief for Tarun Tejpal in the rape case. Goa High Court refuses to intervene. Charges to be framed on September 28th. The BJP government seems to be failing to protect its betis despite the tall promises and the Beti Bachao Andolan. The reality is on your screens. 2 daughters being sexually assaulted. 2 daughters crying for help while their attackers laugh and jeer. From Andhra Pradesh to Madhya Pradesh, it's the same story. Let's first tell you about the incident from Andhra Pradesh, where, as you can see on your screens, a student was molested and sexually assaulted by 3 men in Prakasham district of Andhra Pradesh. While one of the molesters attempted to strip the girl and even rape her, the others brazenly filmed the act. You can in fact hear the girl begging for mercy, asking them to let her go. But the brutes and the perverts laughing at her plight, continuing to assault her. At one point of time, a friend of the girl even tried to intervene, but to no avail. The incident only came to light after the assault video went viral. The 3 men have now been arrested.
The incident took place in the month of August, and we're hearing that what exactly happened was the 2 girls along with 3 of their friends who were men, they went on a picnic to the outskirts of Prakasham district in a place called Kanigiri. That is where they went from. And then when they were there, there was one couple in that, a boyfriend and a girlfriend. And we're hearing that the boyfriend was disappointed about the fact that she was cheating on him. And that is when he decided to take revenge by taking them to the outskirts of Prakasham district. And what exactly happened there was, what transpired was, the boyfriend was filming the whole incident, wherein he can be heard asking his friend to actually go ahead and molest his girlfriend. Very spine-chilling visuals there, I beg your pardon. Shocking visuals from Prakasham district, wherein again, time and again, you can hear the boyfriend saying, go ahead, attack her. And he goes ahead and very brutally and very callously goes ahead, touching her inappropriately, molesting her. All this while the other girl keeps saying, don't do it, Sai. She keeps requesting him not to do it, but the boyfriend goes ahead and says, do it, go ahead, do it, encouraging him to continue molesting her. It was later that this video was uploaded by the boys on social media almost a month later, and based on it, it became viral, and the Andhra police swung into action immediately. Now they have arrested all 3 boys, the boyfriend, his friend, as well as a 3rd guy who was there with them. All 3 of them have been arrested under several sections, outraging the modesty of a woman, an attempt to rape, 66A of the IT Act, under several sections, the 3 boys have been arrested.
గతంలో సంవత్సరం నుంచి వాళ్ళ ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఉన్నారు. ఒక అతను సంవత్సరం నుంచి ఫ్రెండ్, ఇంకో అతను 6 months బ్యాక్ పరిచయము. ఆ విధంగా ఫ్రెండ్షిప్ మీద అసభ్యంగా ప్రవర్తించడము, వీడియో రికార్డింగ్ చేయడము, ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేయడం అనే దాని మీద కేసు నమోదు చేసి అరెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాము.
We move on to the other big story of today. Farooqi, the co-director of the hit film Peeply Live, has been found not guilty of rape by the Delhi High Court. This in connection with the charges he was facing of raping an American research scholar who was visiting India in 2015. While the lower court had convicted him of rape, it is the Delhi High Court now that has found him not guilty. But it's parts in the excerpts of the judgment really that have triggered another big controversy.
Very quickly, some things in perspective. Remember, these are the findings. This is the ruling of a single judge of the Honorable Delhi High Court. The appeal against a single judge relies with the division bench or two judges of the Honorable Delhi High Court. And the final word on any aspect in this country rests ultimately with the Honorable Supreme Court of India. So what constitutes consent, especially in instances of oral sex, which in the past have been included within the ambit of rape? There are people who object to the fact that the acquittal per se is not objectionable, provided the grounds or the reasoning that has been arrived at by the Honorable Delhi High Court was something which was a little more based in substance. For instance, the reasoning that a single judge has arrived at, that a feeble no could constitute a yes, is something a lot of people are finding objectionable. In this particular case was weak, but nonetheless there is a larger issue about perhaps a High Court judge going about to make his personal observations on what constitutes consent and what doesn't constitute. Yes.
So I'd like to emphatically underscore the fact that I am not talking about the evidence of the case.
Yes.
The evidence of this case or any other case has to be decided on merits, and if a court has done that and if a court has acquitted a person, that's perfectly that's perfectly understandable, and indeed it must do so. If there's no evidence to substantiate a conviction, then a court must acquit. But this is not about this individual case. This is about observations made in a judgment. This is a constitutional court. This judgment is a precedent which will be acted upon and which will be relied upon in several other cases, and it does damage to the definition of consent, to the concept of consent. Don't forget that the 2013 amendments actually defined consent for the first time. Now this observation that a no could mean yes and a yes could mean no is in complete contradiction to the statutorily defined concept of consent.
You are getting cases in India today where people after 5 years, 10 years relationship come around and then make allegations of rape. I think somewhere the courts will have to strike a balance between the freedom of the individual and the implication in false cases and the pursuit of genuine cases. And to that extent, I feel that this judgment is trying to strike the right note. So I think in law, whether it's a feeble no or a no, it would mean no. With great respect, it's one of the finest judges who has written this judgment. But I think a no means no. But if it's not a no, and if it is made up to look like a no later, then it does not mean no, it is a yes.
Moving on now, Honeypreet, close aide of Ram Rahim and Adera Premi, still manages to evade a police force. As authorities raided her residence in the national capital, Honeypreet moved High Court for anticipatory bail. That order is likely to come in a short while from now. Meenakshi was tracking the case details through the day, filed this report about the arguments that were made in courtroom.
The Honourable Single Judge also wanted to understand as to how Honeypreet and her counsel has invoked the jurisdiction of the Honourable High Court, given the fact that the sequence of events are actually from a different place. The Punjab and Chandigarh High Court would be the relevant High Court to entertain and take account of Honeypreet's arguments. That apart, the Delhi Police also has dug its heels deep before the Honourable Delhi High Court. The Delhi Police going to the extent of saying as to how the address, the Greater Kailash address, which Times Network accessed early in the morning today, given by Hanipreet in her interim bail plea, is inaccurate. The police went to that particular address and there was no sign of Hanipreet in that Greater Kailash address. Alongside, Delhi Government Council has also opposed this anticipatory bail plea of Hanipreet, saying that she would not be doing the investigations any favor by joining the probe. She is expected to join the probe. So all parties against Hanipreet's anticipatory bail plea, these parties were served the anticipatory bail petition in advance last evening, although it was only today morning that this counsel for Hanipreet made an urgent mentioning before the Honorable Chief Justice of the Delhi High Court.
Meanwhile, the cops have been on a wild goose chase after her for a month now. First claiming that she had fled to Nepal and then Rajasthan. But CCTV footage that emerged today raised questions whether Hanipreet was in fact hiding in the national capital. When we confronted a Haryana top cop over laxity in the probe, the Panchkula Police Commissioner in turn passed the buck and claimed that even the media had failed to trace her.
दिल्ली के अंदर ना केवल जो बातें अभी आ रही हैं कि शायद आज या कल में की हैं, हमारी पहले भी रेड होती रही हैं अलग अलग स्थानों पर। किस्मत से अभी तक उसमें उसको गिरफ्तार करने में हरियाणा पुलिस को, पंचकुला पुलिस को सफलता अभी तक नहीं मिली है। हमारे पास अरेस्ट वारंट तीनों मुख्य आरोपी जो हैं, जिनका शुरू से नाम चला आ रहा है, हनीप्रीत, आदित्य इंसान और पवन इंसान।
Amos for home, Hansraj Ahir assured that the cops are doing their job and they will soon arrest Hanipreet.
अपराधी अनेक रास्तों से अपराधी होता है, वो रास्ते ढूंढता है, अपील करेगा, एंट्री बेल लेने की कोशिश करेगा, वो अपने तरीके से करेगा। जैसे ही निगरानी में नजरों में आएगा, उसके पीछे जो भी पुलिस को यंत्रणा को अपना उसको पकड़ने के लिए जो भी कोई यंत्रणा बिछानी है, जो भी इंटेलिजेंस उनको मिलेगा, अरेस्ट करेंगे वो। लेकिन उनके अधिकार है कोर्ट में जाने का, इसको हम नकार नहीं सकते, लेकिन हमारा पूर्ण अधिकार उसको तुरंत अरेस्ट करने का। पुलिस ने उसमें कामयाबी हासिल करनी चाहिए।
Well, let's move on to the other big story that we've been tracking here at Mirror Now. The latest from the Banaras Hindu University. The UP government has ordered a judicial probe into the violence that took place on Saturday. Meanwhile, even the NHRC has taken suo motu cognizance of the clashes on campus and issued notices to the Vice-Chancellor as well as the UP government. This follows Varanasi Divisional Commissioner's report that put BHU authorities in the dock, confirming that there was indeed a lathi charge on students and the women had in fact been Eve teased at the campus earlier. The latest coming in the case is that street lights are now being fixed around the university. Earlier, after Mirror Now constantly reported about the lack of security, lack of CCTV cameras and even proper lighting in the campus, it's only now that the university has been forced to wake up and take action. Students have been demanding the same for a long time.
It is a Mirror Now impact after Mirror Now relentlessly spoke about the issues concerning women's safety inside the Banaras Hindu University. Finally, the BHU administration has buckled under pressure over the orders by the Divisional Commissioner of Varanasi and has finally installed CCTVs outside the Triveni hostel inside the Banaras Hindu University. Now, this is the first CCTV that has been installed outside the women's hostel. But we also spoke to many students here who said that this is perhaps one of the basic demands that they had put forth before the administration for a very long period of time. And finally, due to their pressure, due to their protest, the authorities have woken up and have finally looked at the issue of women's safety. But there are many other pressing needs at this given point in time. The authorities now need to acknowledge, address and implement all those safety and security concerns, which has been a demand for all these students inside the campus.
Well, as back and forth between the official version of what took place on Saturday night continues, there are other issues that have come to the fore, with students of the university highlighting that it's not just about sexual harassment or security of women, but actually several rules that have been set in that expose the patriarchal mindset in the university.
Last year also I remember on 8th September we approached the central office, the administration. This year also on 4th March also we approached the administration, and again on 21st, but nothing happened. So we all girls were bound to be on the roads and raise our demands and make the public aware what is happening in the university, and our rights are continuously being infringed. And when we ask for safety, we are faced with more restrictions, and we are told that why are you out after 6 p.m. in the evening, and they don't at all react with sensitiveness. They blame us. Victim blaming is very common in the university. So our demand was that street lights should be there, our demand was that the CCTV cameras should be there, and our demand was that the proctorial board guards, they should be young persons. The retired officers are here and they are not able to protect themselves. How are they going to protect us?
The fact that there is a lot of discrimination, gender discrimination, the kind of obnoxious, appalling statements that even coming from the BHU administration. One such statement was, "Agar tum 6 baje ke baad bahar jaoge, kya rape karana hai?" Such statements really coming out. What does it really say about the mindset of this campus, and how are the girls here really dealing with this kind of statements every day?
Exactly. Whenever such incident happen with a girl, she is blamed for being out, for her dress. But this time the girl, unfortunately the girl was wearing a salwar suit, so you cannot say the dress played a role in such kind of incident. And these things are very common. In 2015 also, when American PhD scholar, she was also molested on the campus, but the administration tried that the FIR should not be lodged, but somehow it was lodged. So they kind of try to suppress the things.
Restrictions on movement, discriminatory rules, victim shaming, concerns of BHU students that are being echoed across the nation. In fact, Mira Now went on ground to campuses across India, and we found the students are left fighting for gender equality in almost all of these places.
जो लाइब्रेरी के लिए हम लोगों ने हॉस्टल गर्ल्स जो भी थे यहाँ के, तो लड़कों के लिए 24 आवर्स लाइब्रेरी के लिए अलाउड किया था यहाँ के यूनिवर्सिटी में, और लड़कियों को अलाउड नहीं था क्योंकि हमारा कर्फ्यू टाइम था हॉस्टल का 11 PM।
गर्ल्स के लिए सिक्योरिटी के लिए मुंबई यूनिवर्सिटी हो, कई कॉलेजेस भी हो, तो बेसिकली वहाँ पे जो होना चाहिए वो होता नहीं है।
अभी सब पीछे वाले गेट से विजिट कीजिए, देयर आर सेवरल सिक्योरिटी मैन्स ओवर देयर, देयर सेवरल ट्रैफिक कंट्रोलर्स ओवर देयर, लेकिन वहाँ पर आपको हर एक गाड़ी को रोक के आपको आइडेंटिटी नहीं होगा।
यानी अभी अगर सिक्योरिटी की बात की जाए, अभी कोई सिक्योरिटी आगे का, भले ही बाहर की सिक्योरिटी तो ठीक है, अंदर की सिक्योरिटी के बारे में किसी को कुछ पता नहीं।
इन सम केसेस बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स लाइक दे हैव बीन नॉट ट्रीटेड इक्वली।
We take a quick break now, but there's more news lined up on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It's a blot on the uniform. 2 Hyderabad police constables were caught on CCTV stealing packets of milk from a cafe. After the cops were exposed, they then returned to thrash the owner of the cafe. The constables were with the Banjara Hills police station. Commissioner of Police Hyderabad has now ordered an inquiry. In fact, the West Zone DCP has been now, after Mira Now put out the report, the DCP has been asked to take action.
Well, we have obtained shocking CCTV footage in which 3 policemen from the Banjara Hills police station are actually outside a popular cafe in Hyderabad in Banjara Hills, and in which one of the constable actually picks up 2 packets of milk and steals it and walks away. In fact, this is not the first time that it's happening. The owner of the cafe told me that over a period of days this was happening, and that is when they decided to install a CCTV camera there, and they were shocked to find out that the police themselves were stooping down to such a level of stealing milk from outside the parlor. In fact, what followed was the next day the owner of the cafe actually put out the CCTV footage on social media, and this was noticed by the policemen. The next day they sent 2 constables to this very cafe. They drove out all the customers at around 3:30 PM in the afternoon, and then they brutally beat up the cashier. Now that the question we are asking is, now that we have put out substantial proof, substantial evidence out for all to see, Will the top cop of Hyderabad take action against those who are involved in this attack? Reporting from Hyderabad with video journalist Kiran Kumar, Parliament Mirror Now.
Well, earlier in the day, we also spoke with Kashif, the cafe owner, on the phone line. This is what he told us.
We are going to we are going by the law, and hope the courts are closed for this holidays. And once the courts are open, we'll go to the courts, House of Law, and we'll see what happens, like what action will be taken. Property destruction, nothing like that. But what happened is they have taken our DVR, this CCTV hard disk also. We call it DVR. Not only they have not only mishandled the cashier, but they have also I can see you. They want the customers not to come in. You can listen in the second video. The time of the video is 8:30 p.m. They came into the coffee shop, and they sent the people outside the coffee shop. And whenever, as a new customer, when a new customer was coming in, and they were saying, "Don't come in. The place is shut down."
Well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of news, but don't go anywhere. Ferdy Souza joins you next on the Urban Debate.